Hi, Tamara.
Hi, Shelley-Ann. Good to see
Hi,
you.
good to see you. I wanted to just ask you a couple questions about what it was like as somebody who was on a journey with respect to your body, weight loss, and food. What it
Mm,
was actually like for you to be a client with somebody who was actually trained in that specific area.
mhm. I guess, first of all, I've been to my doctor, dietitian, a nurse. And, having a coach who is actually trained in this really helped me because, first of all, they cared about what's your future looking like? Not trying to fix me in the moment. Like, what are you
Mm,
working towards? Why is this important to you? So, like, for instance, I noticed I eat a lot of popcorn, and we went back to why do you eat the popcorn? Why is that? What's happening there? And I was able to connect that to my dad. And
mm,
so when I'm feeling sad, that would be my go-to because I want
mm,
comfort from my dad. Now, my dad's passed, but it just brings that comfort back. So that was like amazing. I mean, I've been doing this for 22 years and
mm.
always feeling bad about it. Like, oh no, I
And
overate.
yeah.
Why is this happening for you? How is
Mm-hmm.
this getting you to your end goal? I had popcorn today and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through some stuff and it was okay.
Yeah.
It
Ah,
was
beautiful.
okay. Right?
That's
Oh,
right. Yeah.
okay.
So it sounds like then, as a result of working with someone who's actually trained in this subject, that it's completely changed how you actually see yourself and your relationship with food.
And since I've been coached by a food coach, I see so many big strides. Like I've made not this many strides in the past year, in the past 10 years. I've made way more strides in things and things that I wanted to achieve. And, you know, um, my relationship with food, like why do we use food as a comfort? Why
Yeah.
is that? Or, what does my body actually need? And I remember
Mm.
one thing was water and how that, it took me through all the things that it affects. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
struggle with sleep. Oh, my water intake. That could be why I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
So just all these tools that were presented to me, but not more just tools. It was like deep stuff.
So the approach was a little different versus like, oh, just go
Yes.
on this diet, Tamara, and
Right.
cut these calories or go
Yeah.
work out to the gym more. It was a little
And
different approach.
it was a different approach. It was a totally different approach to anything I've ever experienced. And I'm very grateful.
You did do a lot of work around emotions and feelings and needs and family history with food.
Yeah.
Um, had you ever looked or explored any of that ever before? And what was that like?
No, I think this was honestly the first time that I explored it in that way ever. I did count your calories. I did all that. It was a me thing. It was a shameful thing. So it was always what can I do better? It was on me. I never reached out for help, even because it's so shameful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just eat too much. You don't exercise enough. But this approach for me was getting down deeper, deeper layers. What's your relationship with food? Why do you eat ice cream? Why do you eat? Like what does that look like? When you're eating, can you be in the moment? Mindful eating was huge for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Mm-hmm.
would eat and not taste a thing for the most part every day. I'm also listening to myself, my body. I
Yeah.
can I can tell, which is huge.
You were open and receptive to the process too, and you were
Mm.
willing to be creative about your approaches. You decided 100%
What?
along the way what
Right.
you were going to do and to what capacity.
Well, it's interesting because even with my food addiction, I got more information, like how the industry is targeting me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what? That makes me angry. And now how am I going to learn how to not succumb succumb to what they're doing to me? So that was different. And a food addiction coach always, not always, sorry, I've only had one experience, but
Yeah, yeah.
for my experience, I just felt supported in that area, even though it wasn't about count calories, do this, do this, do this. But I just felt like they knew what I was going through. They got it. There's no shame. No shame. This is a thing. Food addiction is a thing, just like alcoholism, just like drug addiction. It just, like, literally my life has changed.
If you were to compare yourself and the version of Tamara when you started and the version now, what really stands out?
A couple of things. Taking better care of myself, as in I do have diabetes, so, and was in denial. You know, right? Like, I just refused to believe I had it and that I could manage it. And da, 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 da. So that's totally different right now. I'm managing my sugars. I'm making sure they're on point. That's huge. The other thing is that I think I said it already. Like, I can look in the mirror and say, I love how I look. I do. It's not any more of those days, I'm not getting out of bed today because I can't look in a mirror, or, you know, or I look in the mirror and go, ugh. And then I think, oh, I'm going to black out all my mirrors so I don't see myself. So then I don't feel bad. But that's not reality either. Yeah. So those are definitely two big things. My relationship with food has changed. I make better choices. And I even make choices, and I don't even want to say they're better, but they're different. Like, if I'm going to have that piece of cake, that's okay. But I'm not going to say, no, don't have the cake, and then I'll eat the whole cake by myself in hiding. So I can see that's a huge difference in the past, like 6 months for sure.
So it sounds like you've actually then found a way to experience both pleasure and nourishment from your food.
Yes. Why does it have to be bad? And then I'm like, because that's what I've told myself. It's bad.
So like this real, it was like, it sounds like it was less autopilot, right? And just more in control of your food decisions. Would you say?
More me driving it.
Yeah,
definitely. Even when celebrations come up, I mean, last Thanksgiving, we were going out to eat, and, you know, and it was with a family member. So we have all the traditionals, and I know what they are. And I built around them, and I took things that I knew everybody else would enjoy, but I also could partake of. So just planning too was me driving it, not autopilot, just showing up. Oh, I can only eat this or this, just going to eat all of it. And yeah, it's more me driving it now. For sure.
That's beautiful. What a gift.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have come away or aware of any of those things without food addiction. No, I wouldn't. And if I did, it would have been 10 years from now. Not just like, not having that shame put on of, well, it's easy. You just don't eat it. You don't choose that. A food addiction coach just realizes that this is not something that you can do yourself. It's something that's driving you to do it. Yeah. Pulling you to the food.
That's a good way you put it. Actually, I've heard many people saying it. I just feel pulled in. I feel, and something pulling me to the cupboard, pulling me to the fridge. Yeah. That's very common.
And in that pulling, there's shame. And so then it pulls you harder. It's a vicious circle. Vicious.
But one that you can break with the right coach.
Absolutely. Life-changing, for sure. Absolutely. So grateful. So thankful to be here.
I'm grateful for you sharing it. Thank you, Tamara.
Well,